San Franciscans keep calling 911 about baffling self-driving car behaviors. Cruise receives the vast majority of complaints, including boxing in buses and trying to drive over fire hoses during active firefighting. Aaron Gordon reports on Vice. People calling 911 to report dangerous traffic clogging or otherwise simply baffling self-driving car behaviors for 92 separate incidents in San Francisco during the last 6 months of 2022, according to the letter sent by local transit officials to a state regulator. The letter, signed by the directors of the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency, the San Francisco County Transportation Authority, and the Mayor's Office on Disability, opposes the huge service expansion requested by the two fully self-driving taxi services in the city, Cruise and Waymo. In particular, the authorities are worried about fundamental problems for the general public raised by Cruise AV performance. Between May 29 and December 31st, the city started getting a sharp increase in 911 calls about autonomous vehicles, AVs, blocking lanes and intersections, erratic driving, and evasive maneuvers required by other road users, according to the letter. The incidents range from lasting a few light cycles or several hours. According to the letter, 15% of reported cases involved multiple Cruise AVs in clusters that obstructed multiple travel lanes and directions of travel. Because these incidents happened between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., the current limitations on operating hours, the blockades did not have the disruptive impact they might have if they occurred during the middle of the day or rush hour. In total, 92 separate incidents were bad enough that someone called 911, but the letter notes that it could have been far more because they occur when few travelers are on the street or to observe them. A Cruise spokesperson says the company operates more than 100 AVs in San Francisco. The letter also cites multiple examples where Cruise vehicles surrounded minibuses, preventing them from moving and causing delays, some which have been previously reported by local news services. If these incidents occurred during peak hours, as Cruise seized permission to operate during each incident alone, would have delayed around 3,000 bus riders, the letter says. Cruise vehicles have also interfered with fighting fires. The letter says that on June 12th, a Cruise AV ran over a fire hose that was in use at an active fire scene in violation of the California Vehicle Code. On January 21st, 2023, a Cruise AV entered an active fire scene, drove towards the fire hoses on the ground, and failed to stop despite efforts made by the firefighters on the scene to block it. They were not able to do so, the letter says, until they shattered the front window of the Cruise AV. Cruise has also called 911 multiple times for unresponsive passengers who, when emergency crews show up, turned out to be sleeping. Cruise has a long history of shoddy performance and overstating its vehicle capabilities, which first came to light in 2018 investigation by The Information. It has been the subject of multiple federal probes over AV crashes. Many of its San Francisco blockades have been the result of software crashes. Wired reported an anonymous Cruise employee sent a letter in July to the California Utilities Commission, which regulates the deployment of AVs in the state, warning that the company loses contact with its driverless vehicles with regularity, self-driving cars becoming a public nuisance due to shoddy software is the kind of a scenario of AV skeptics have been warning about since the concept gained widespread investor attention in the mid-2010s. The letter states that while the large majority of unplanned vehicle travel lane AV stops reported through December 2022 involved Cruise AVs rather than Waymo vehicles, it believes that California Public Utilities Commission, which regulates the deployment of AVs in the state, does not collect enough data, such as vehicle miles traveled in autonomous mode, to know to what degree this reflects better performance. The joint letter by the transit authorities and mayor's office argues that the combined performance of the company's AVs have not been good enough to merit expanding service 24/7, letting the companies decide for themselves when and where to offer service. Instead, they argue for a continued incremental approach of gradual expanding service to more neighborhoods and times of day as performance improves. In a written statement, the cruise spokesman told Motherboard Cruise's safety record is publicly reported, includes having driven millions of miles in extremely complex urban environment with zero life-threatening injuries or fatalities. We're proud that the overwhelming majority of public comments, including from advocates in the disability community, small businesses and local community groups, support expanding Cruise's all-electric, driverless service to serve the full city. Cruise told Wired that the vehicle that had its windshield broken by firefighters was already stationary and defended the company, calling 911 on sleeping passengers to ensure that passengers who are unresponsive are safe. This is on Vice by Aaron Gordon. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box